Hello and welcome back to the Gold Newsletter. Welcome to a breaking news special here with Philippe Cloutier of Cartier Resources. My name is Kai Hoffmann. I'm the Chimo Mine Guy on Twitter. And together with Brien Lundin, I'm the host of this channel. And I'm really looking forward to this update. The company has put out a number of drill results over the last 2 weeks. Latest batch of results came out this morning. Very high-grade results, 142.2 meters over, 142.2 grams over half a meter, which is quite exceptional. And we have the president and CEO of the company join us to make some sense of the results. Like, why did they drill there? What do the results mean? And of course, how are they going to follow up? And before I switch over to my guest, quick reminder, kindly hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on the bell notification as well if you don't want to miss any of the company interviews. It also helps us bring companies onto the channel. And if you're invested into any of the companies, it helps widen the reach. So thank you for that. Now, without much further ado, Philippe, it is great to have you back on the program. Congrats for today's results.
Well, thank you very much, Kai. So you asked three questions. Why did we drill there? What does it mean? And what are we going to do next? Well, why did we drill there? Remember, we acquired this extensive package from O3 Mining about a year and a half ago. First things first, we had to get the PEA out of the way, resource estimates. And then we had to really study this 15 or 20 kilometer Cadillac Fault Zone, gold discoveries that had been done over the past 60 years. And when we drilled from north to south, deep down into the West Nordo resource estimate, well, we had to sweep by from north to south, and we discovered this new VG gold structure. And that's what led us to targeting along the structure. And one of the first targets was the VG9 structure that we reported on August 15th. And then we scooted over 300 meters towards another vector of the VG10 target, which is now a zone because we've got a cluster of half a dozen holes down in there from surface right down to about 150 meters. And as you can see, they're multi-ounce material. So the reason we drilled there is because we had discovered the new gold structure. There were historical discoveries there. And we felt this could build and add on to the Chimo Mine Project, but with the variation that now we're looking at multi-ounce, very high-grade material.
Yeah. Philippe, let me jump in real quick. Let me jump in real quick. Just a bit of perspective. Where is VG9, VG10 located from Chimo approximately?
They are immediately northeast, about 200 or 400 meters north of the resource estimate in the PEA. So sufficiently close to be integrated in the next PEA or resource estimate, but quite a distance away. That is basically a new discovery, and it does show that this Cadillac Fault, which is actually a Cadillac Fault Zone, is actually 800 meters to a kilometer wide swath of structurally affected rocks that is striking east to west. And so there's a volume of rock here that can be prospected, and this is what we're discovering. And that's why it's significant as well. What are we going to do from this point on? Well, listen, this is a 1 year, 165 drill hole program, 28,000 meters. We still have 80 drill holes to conduct. There's only 130 days left for the year. So that's an indication that there's going to be, new drill-related results news flow from here till Christmas. The drill was on the East Bateman target about 2 weeks ago. It is currently on a North contact target, and eventually it will move west of the shaft into the Bluegrass and the Far Simon target areas. So I think there's a lot to be said about this drill program, and we're very happy with the results that we published today.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Like, maybe just to follow up, and you might have mentioned it, Philippe, but what is the goal of this massive program? 28,000 meters, really a lot of wildcat drilling, it seems like. But what's the main purpose?
The main purpose is, once we acquired the land package, we knew that we had about 800 historical diamond drill holes that had been drilled over 20 kilometer strike length. And there were several, a dozen discoveries that had been made over a 60-year period, but none of them were properly followed up simply because they did not have the Chimo Mine database of over 4,000 drill holes. And, with 5 years of drilling on the project, we were able to determine what were the structural vectors that really, pay off. And that's what we've applied. Those are the filters we have applied to that 800 diamond drill hole database over 15 kilometers. So we're not prospecting with a drill here, where it's very oriented drilling, and we want to see where the next Chimo is. We want to demonstrate that this is an emerging mining camp, small or medium or big, but we're not dealing with Chimo standalone. There's several other deposits out there, and that's the goal of the program, is to see, well, what are we going to do in 2025? Which are the targets that are best rated or ranked or prioritized stemming from this program going into 2025?
Yeah. You released this graphic here with a press release real quick. Philippe, can you explain just a little bit? Because I'm looking at the 5N gold structure, the 5B gold structure, and then you have the new VG gold structure. Like, what's the correlation here? What's the relation? And maybe can you explain it to us a little bit, what it means?
Okay, you could see the new gold structure, or in the yellow structure and the red structure as being the fault-bounded corridor, if you wish. At this point, this is how wide we know it. And the vectors here are, you have an east-west trending structure. When it's intersected by a north-northeast trending or cross fault, that creates a strong plunge or a vector. Those are the arrows that are pointing. So from one structure to the other, we anticipate that we'll be able to translate what was found on one structure can be repeated on the structure to the north. So we actually have some very robust guides to help us make or accelerate the next discoveries and the next delineations along these structures.
Yeah. One sentence that jumped out to me, Philippe, here in the press release: the VG10 zone starts at surface.
Yeah.
How significant is that?
It is very significant, because one of the iterations on the PEA that we're looking at was to attack the deposit not only with the shaft, but also by coming with a ramp that would eventually be positioned to the north. And by starting your ramp in the north of the VG structure, you're actually crossing that structure and that mineralization with the ramp, and you have access very rapidly to ore. So that's how significant it is for this discovery to be made at surface and so close to the current resource and PEA.
Okay, let me repeat that in a way that I understand it. If you were to update the PEA that you put out into Chimo, you were to put in a ramp instead of a shaft to access that first part, that shaft would cut through that mineralization that you've just discovered.
Absolutely.
So it wouldn't be wasted if the actual work.
It would dramatically reduce the cost of development and CapEx, for one, and we would naturally be accessing much higher grade ore, so higher margin economics. It doesn't mean that we wouldn't be mining the bulk mineable underground stuff. It would be, instead of mining it in the first years, we'd be mining in the latter years.
Philippe, let me play devil's advocate, and I'm going to ask you, well, it's only 0.5 meter. Like, what's your answer?
My answer is that the minimum mining width that we used in the PEA was 2.4 meters. And therefore, if you bring that back, if you bring that grade, the high grade, back to 2.4 meters, you're looking at 7.5 grams per ton material, including the dilution. And the host rock to that mineralization is non-zero dilutive, because there's a gram or 2 or 3 or 5 grams per ton. But these are early days on this discovery, so we're really excited. And again, we're bringing in a second machine to help us pace ourselves through the 80 holes, and no doubt we will be following up on this, this strike length of the VG9, VG10 area, east and west, essentially.
Seasonality, of course, is a factor in Val-d'Or. Do you have a cutoff date, a hard date, where you say, okay, we can't drill past this date, we'll have to take a break? Like, can you run us through that timing real quick?
Okay, well, the current targets where the drills are set up can be drilled year-round. If we discover stuff to the south, some of the stuff you're better to drill it off in the winter. There's only hunting season in October that we tend to not want to be around, out of respect for other land users. But ultimately, most of the project can be drilled year-round. Other parts of the project, you're better off drilling it in the winter time. Otherwise, it just costs you a lot more money.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, Philippe. Talking about money real quick, are you fully financed to execute the program?
Yep, we have $2.1 million, so we don't have to finance to complete the program. By the end of the year, obviously, we're gonna be tight. But I mean, the whole program is financed. There's another point we didn't mention, Kai. There's a new zone that was discovered just south of the VG10 zone, 22.5 grams per ton over a meter. That has not been tested or has been intersected with very few holes. So that other intersection holds a lot of promise.
Okay. No, fantastic, Philippe. Sounds interesting. Like, when do you expect the next batch of results to come out? Like, it's been only 12 days since the first batch from VG9. Can we keep up that pace?
I think we could keep up the pace of 2 to 3 weeks between batches. What we're doing is, since we're grouping holes per target area, we won't have drill holes or drill results from various targets. We'll batch them per target area, and that'll make the story easier to follow.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Because I definitely have ADHD, and when I see too many different names pop up, I can't follow anymore, right? So, no, fantastic. Philippe, fantastic update. Really appreciate it. Thanks for lending some context to what is happening here on the Chimo Mine Project in general. That's the overall name of the project. It's still the Chimo Mine Project, correct?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Philippe, thank you so much. Good luck with the drill bit, and we'll get you back on very, very soon. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Kai. Have a nice day.
Fantastic. Everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. Bit of a breaking news special. We sort of rushed through it. I'm sure you know the Chimo Mine story already and the Cartier story. If you don't, go to our channel. We've held a number of interviews with Philippe in the past. I'll make an effort to link to it as well. So please do that. Feel free to reach out anytime. We're a bit biased. I own stock, of course, in the company. I have some stock options as well. Keep that in mind when you listen to this. But overall, I'm quite excited about what is happening. This could be the cherry on top of Chimo. We'll see if it is a second Chimo. And as you heard, depending on the mine plan, it might be included. So that's quite exciting. We'll have to see where it takes us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We do want to hear from you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, we'll be back with lots more here on the Gold Newsletter channel. Thank you.